Okay, this activity that you're going to do next is designed to get you to be able to use your negotiating phrases that you have learned yesterday and today. So let me read about what you have to negotiate. Okay, first of all, congratulations. You are part of the new democratically elected government of Alesia. It is a small, beautiful tropical island in the Indian Ocean. Until now, Alesia has not been economically successful. Most people on the island survive by fishing and growing fruit. Education and healthcare facilities are very basic. Other facilities, such as roads, shops, and public transport, barely exist. Most goods are bought and sold in local markets, and people get around the island by bike or on foot. Although Alesia is a peaceful country, there is a small group in the north of the country that have been demonstrating to make the north of the island independent from the south. And one of the reasons they're doing that is that there is a geological survey sponsored by an American oil company, of course, that shows there might be large reserves of oil in the region. As a gesture of friendship, your government, has been offered a large amount of money, $500 million, in aid by the European Union. All of you are determined, or you want to, invest this money in the best way possible to improve the living conditions for the people of the island. There are lots of possibilities that you could do with the money. You together must decide how you want to invest the money. The only condition is that if you decide to use the money for something, like airports, for example, you must build two as indicated. Okay? You cannot split it up in order to save money. So if you want to do hospitals, you have to do all three hospitals. You can't split it into three separate hospitals for a third of the price. If you want to build clinics, you have to build all 25 clinics for the $90 million. Okay, if you want to do factories, you have to do all five for 20 million. You cannot do one for 4 million. Okay, so no splitting up the math. So there are different things that you can do with the money. So you have $500 million. You can buy airports, hospitals, hotels, health clinics, primary schools, which are like elementary schools, grade KG to 6 maybe, secondary schools for high school, universities, factories for fruit juice, ships to transport your goods, or 100 fishing boats, or you could start exploring for oil, or you could build a new parliament building. You could spend some money for new roads. You could build a large nature reserves for tourists. You could spend money for training for doctors, nurses, teachers, police officers. You could spend the money to buy army helicopters, public buses, 100 lorries. Lorries are like big trucks. You could build a prison. You could build shopping malls, cinemas, nightclubs, or even casinos. And you can see how much it costs to invest in each of these. So the tricky part is that each of you in the government are part of a different ministry. So I assigned you each the role as a minister inside your team. So for example, in group number 3, Bushra is the health minister. So she really cares about the health stuff, the doctors and the nurses and things like that. So she is going to be fighting for the money to go in that direction. Whereas Muhammad is the education minister. So he wants most of the money or some of the money to go to the schools and universities and things like that. Saif is the economy minister. He cares about making sure the economy grows. So he's going to really care about labor and money coming in and investing so that the country continues to make money. And Saeed is going to be the transport minister. So he's going to really care about planes and cars and ships and things like that. So depending on what your job is, oh, sorry, Walid and Khalid, if they're here, they're going to be the culture ministers. And if you're the culture minister, then you really care about things like tourism and entertainment and things that people on the island can do to improve their culture. Okay, so I talked for a long time. Now let me answer your questions. What kind of questions do you have?
How are we gonna make this and how long do we have?
Okay, I'm going to give you guys about 20 minutes, maybe 30 if you guys get into it. And what you're going to do, you should have a group on the side of your team that I put you in. Okay, so and for example, Mohammed, Saif, Saeed, Walid, Khalid, and Bushra, you should see a group 3 in your team page. And then if you open up your group, you will see some files there. So one of the files is the activity page that I just read to you. And another file is the useful phrases that I taught you yesterday. So you can look at those files as you are doing your negotiation. Inside your group, start. When you guys hear me, I have bad quality.
Yes.
Can you guys? Okay. So you're gonna go into your. How is it now?
It's
Bad.
no, it's still no,
So
still
bad.
Can you hear me?
Network bad.
barely.
You have a bad signal.
Barely. Okay. Sorry. When I was explaining everything, were you able to hear me when I was explaining about the?
Yes. At that time
Okay,
it was
so
good.
okay, so it just. Okay, how is it now?
Okay.
It's better.
Okay,
Saying something.
it's a little better. Okay, good. So inside your group on the side, you have your files. Okay, the negotiation activity has that file is what I just read to you. So you can reread it and you can see all of the different things you can invest in. And it also has the useful phrases and vocabulary we did yesterday. So you can read those over. And remember, the goal is to try to use these phrases so that you can get used to them and they become easy for you to use anytime. So inside your group, one of you can start the meeting. And the way you start the meeting is this camera down at the bottom. And so you just click on that and then you push meet now. And then you can invite the other ones to join, the other people in your group, or if they see that the meeting is going, they can join themselves. Okay, so let's see, what else do you need to know? You don't have to hang up this meeting, so you don't have to do the hang up. You can just leave the meeting or just go to the other group and start a new meeting, and it will pause this one for you. Okay. So step 1, go to your group. Step 2, one of you start the meeting. Step 3, everyone joins that meeting in your group. Read over the negotiation activity file again so you know what it says. And then you have to start negotiating together to try to spend that $500 million wisely. In English the whole time, please.
Will do.
Okay.
Is it